New Japan Pro Wrestling will be in Australia for a 4-day tour next week. Several New Japan wrestlers with roots in Australia, New Zealand, or from the nearby Pacific Islands will be involved. Unfortunately, the shows will not air live on New Japan World and are not even listed on New Japan Pro Wrestling's schedule. If we hear of any way that our followers and subscribers can check out the shows, be it a YouTube link or any other method of viewing these shows, we'll let you know. Just make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the report. Now, this tour is an important step for wrestlers such as Bad Luck Fale, who run a training dojo in New Zealand. The tour begins in Adelaide on Friday, February 16th, and concludes with an event in Perth on Monday, February 19th, 2018. Only a partial list of matches has been announced for the shows so far. Starting in Adelaide for the February 16th show, Cody is going to take on Rocky Romero in what should be a fun singles match. And then an important match in the tag team division as the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, Evil and Sonata, will face the Gorillas of Destiny in a non-title match. Now, the Gorillas of Destiny, who will be most likely pretty popular on the show if they are to win this match, that would put them in line for another tag team title opportunity somewhere down the line. Not that they wouldn't already be in contendership for those titles. Then in the main event on the Friday show, IWGP Heavyweight Champion Kazuchika Okada's teaming up with Tomohiro Ishii, and they're going to take on the Young Bucks in the main event of that show. So moving to Melbourne on the February 17th show, going to have some locals getting some action in as Jonah Rock has the gall to go up against the Beautiful Sadist and IWGP Intercontinental Champion Manaro Suzuki. Then in a Bullet Club versus others match, we've got Juice Robinson, Kushida, and Hanare going up against the Young Bucks and Cody. So we're noticing a little bit of a trend over how Bullet Club is being booked here. Cody is still with the members of Being the Elite, but Kenny Omega isn't, and we'll get to that a little bit later. So, then moving on, Jay White is going to take on a wrestler named Slex. And Elliot Sexton will take on member of the Killer Elite Squad, Lance Archer. And then the main event in Melbourne, Kazuchika Okada, Rocky Romero, and Tomohiro Ishii going up against Kenny Omega and the Gorillas of Destiny. Now, we had an article up on our website when this main event was first announced, and we thought it was interesting that Omega was teaming with Tama Tonga. We've seen dissension between Tama Tonga and Kenny Omega in the past. We know the Bullet Club OGs aren't exactly pleased with the goings-on between Cody and Omega and the members of the Being the Elite. And there's certainly the Bullet Club OG fans are starting to get fed up with some of the silliness that goes on with the Ring of Honor-based Bullet Club faction. So perhaps there will be some movement in that angle in Australia. Going to Sydney now on February 18th, Tomohiro Ishii takes on Gino Gambino, great name, in a match that is sure to be good. Rocky Romero will take on Kushida. And then the main event, Kazuchika Okada, Jay White, and Will Ospreay. Now remember, Kazuchika Okada and Will Ospreay are going to face each other in a champion versus champion match on March 6th. And Jay White's relationship with his Chaos stablemates is starting to seem a little suspect. Commentary has been mentioning that he has his own entrance, and he mentioned in an article with Tokyo Sports, I believe, that he wouldn't mind challenging for Okada's championship, even if they're in the same stable. So there's something like Jay White's in Chaos, but I don't know how fully in Chaos he is. So that Chaos team will go up against Cody and the Young Bucks. That's your main event in Sydney. Moving to Perth, then the final night of the tour, the Young Bucks will take on Juice Robinson and Hanare. Then a triple threat match. Will Ospreay. Remember, Will Ospreay is involved with the Australian wrestling scene. Although Will Ospreay seems to be involved in nearly every wrestling scene. But he's out in Australia quite a bit. So Will Ospreay versus Cody versus Robbie Eagles. And then we've got Kenny Omega once again teaming with Bullet Club OG members Bad Luck Fale and Chase Owens. And maybe we'll get Gino Gambino, his first look with Bullet Club. And then the main event Kazuchika Okada and Rocky Romero will team up to take on the tag team champions Evil and Sonata. So again, as with the Guerrillas of Destiny taking on the tag team champions on this tour, if Okada and Romero are able to beat Evil and Sonata, that may put them in line for a tag team title shot somewhere down the line. Now, following this tour, some members of the New Japan roster will be back in Japan for the Honor Rising shows at Korakuen Hall. Those annual Ring of Honor shows will take place on February 23rd and 24th this year. However, no matches have been announced. After that, New Japan Pro Wrestling moves into their anniversary tour and their anniversary show on March 6th, which has Kazuchika Okada going up against Will Ospreay. And then it's the New Japan Cup, followed by Strong Style Evolved. So quite a lot going on in March for NJPW. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our news or reports. I'm the Guy from Spoiler Free Wrestling.